An unprecedented jail sentence in South Korea. One of the country's most powerful business tycoons sent to prison for 5 years. Jae-yong Lee is vice president of the industrial giant Samsung, which sells 20% of all South Korean exports. Judges found him guilty of bribing the former and impeached president Park Geun-hye in exchange for support of a succession plan that would put Lee practically in charge of the company. Lee is aiming to succeed his father, who has been in hospital for the past 3 years. Lee's trial is part of the corruption scandal that sparked weekly protests by millions of South Koreans and eventually led to Park's impeachment. Lee admitted to making the payments but said they weren't bribes. His lawyers portrayed him as a victim of Park's abuse of power. Increasing numbers of South Koreans are demanding political and business leaders who commit crimes to be held accountable. Something unimaginable in the past here.
Sent a very strong signals to the richest families of this country that these kinds of corrupt ties between politics and the well-moneyed will not be allowed anymore. And this is definitely one of the strongest signals in history.
Lee's been in detention for the past 6 months awaiting trial. Even though Samsung continued to do well without him, some analysts think the guilty verdict will affect profits in the long run. Jae-yong Lee's guilty verdict is not only being seen by many as a major blow to the Samsung empire and its global reputation, but it's also bad news for former President Park Geun-hye. She's on trial for corruption and her verdict is expected in a few months from now. Supporters of Lee and the impeached president responded angrily, saying the verdict could jeopardize the country's economy. Lee's lawyers say they'll appeal his jail sentence. Vassen, Al Jazeera, Seoul.